Welcome to this presentation called Outsmart Panic Attacks. This is really what we need. I'm so excited about presenting this to you because so many people are moving in this direction, and it's not a good place to be, obviously. So we need something to counterattack these panic attacks, and that's what we're going to present today. Specifically, what I'm going to go over with you is the formation of these panic attacks, how they get developed, the ingredients that are required to develop them, fear embellishment, which is something unfortunately that we do to get them to the intensity that they're at, and of course what our counterattack really is. So let's first look at the formation of them. They start with stress. Stress is just a lower level, or the introductory level, if you like, of having some type of fear of a future event that might happen that could create some pain and some loss, in our life. That's basically the definition of stress. Anxiety is just a little higher level of that, more intensity, involved. And then if that intensity continues to increase, then we can move into an anxiety disorder. And when we reach this level, then we're starting to actually see symptoms of it, like confusion in our thinking. The functionality of our brain is not as effective as it used to be. We might start seeing some type of perspiration and some body manifestations, as well. So as that intensifies, then we get into the actual panic attack, itself. So stress, anxiety disorder, moving into the panic attack area. And in this zone, if you like, now we're experiencing some major physiological manifestations, heart palpitations, hysteria of behavior, numbness, can happen, shortening of breath, and other types of physical symptoms. As we then progress, we can then move into a level of depression. Now, actually, some people might move from anxiety past the panic attack and go into depression. So you don't have to have a panic attack first, then depression. But depression is sort of the opposite of a panic attack, which comes on suddenly, and it's an attack. You're really feeling, something's coming at you. Where depression is then more of a withdrawal, if you like. We're moving into a deeper, darker hole, a dark hole, if you like. And as you sink into depression, you then could start having suicidal behavior. And obviously it starts with suicidal thoughts first, and then it could be attempts, and then it could be, unfortunately, the real thing. So that's the progression. So I think helping you understand that should be useful. Then the ingredients. Not everybody is going to have a panic attack. It's only our misunderstood creative thinkers, that are most prone to that because they have the right ingredients for it. They have high intellectual energy, they have low self-esteem, and they have creativity. And when you mix these three things together, this is what creates an intensity in the mind of really this future event that they're anticipating happening. They just really expand it. So that the combination of those three is what's necessary to have the panic attack. And of course, that same group has an incredible ability of fear embellishment. I mean, they can take the future event and say it's a doomsday event. This thing that's going to happen, I'm going to lose my job, but the world as we know it will come to an end. They can embellish it. Things will be never the same. I sprain my wrist. I'll never be able to write again. It's over. So that they can take it to a higher level, and they put themselves into a state of hopelessness, as well as anticipating excruciating pain. And of course, who wouldn't feel very anxious if all that actually were coming at you. So that's what they do. So the counterattack, that's what I'm excited about showing you. What can we do about this? And there's a number of things that we can do. First of all, when you're in the panic attack, it's hard to think, because what's happened is your cognitive thinking is what started the panic attack to begin with, and it stimulated the emotions to go on high alert. So what happens is that you start with the thoughts, it gets in the emotions, and the emotions take over everything. You're just in an emotional state. You're in this panic, state. So we need to try to bring you out of that. And one thing that does work is just breathe. See, that in itself starts to bring some level of calmness to you. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to re-engage our thinking, our rational thinking, not our negative thinking. So we breathe, and then we're trying to re-engage our thinking. And at the same time, we're really commanding, and I use that word very specifically, our emotions just to calm down. Calm down, emotions. Calm down. It's a command. It's not a suggestion. It's a command. So we can breathe, start re-engaging our rational thinking, speak to our emotions, ask them to calm down. Then we can start diminishing the impact, of the anxiety attack. Now, what I really recommend is pre-getting the panic attack, we start taking the sting out of fear. Now, if we're in a panic attack, we can obviously do it then as well, but a preemptive strike is even better. So again, our anxiety is we're anticipating some future event that's going to bring pain, it's going to bring loss. And we're going to just start with thanking our mind, our cognitive and emotional side, for that information. Oh, there's this future event coming and it could cause some problems. Thank you, mind, for bringing that to our attention. So see, I'm trying to bring some thinking, some rational thought process to it right out of the gate. And okay, is it going to be really that severe? Is the world really going to come to an end? Am I not going to be able to use my wrist again? So start questioning the severity of this future event, and ask for evidence. So what evidence are you using? Mind, cognitive thinking side, and emotions for determining that this is going to be a world come to end scenario. So that'll start taking the sting out of the fear. The other thing that we can also do is we can go into what I am saying, anticipate benefits. What? Yeah, anticipate benefits from the actual panic attack. It is curious that almost every siege that we have in life has some good parts to it. Something good came from a bad scenario. And when we can hold on to that at an intellectual level, it's going to help take the sting out. Again, as you take stings out of future events, we won't go into the panic attack. We might remain in an anxiety, stage, but we're trying to prevent, the panic attack. Another thing that's quite useful that I have found to help counter that panic attack and have our counterattack on it is what I call declare personal boldness. Declare personal boldness. Basically, boldness is the opposite of fear. Boldness is the opposite of fear. And what is boldness? It's confidence. So say to yourself, I can do this. I can withstand this future event, and courage. I have courage. I can do it again. And I'm having a willingness to take some risk. Yes, there's some risk. I could lose my job. There's some risk. But you know what? Hey, life's a risk. So you declare yourself that you have boldness. You have boldness. You might come to the table normally with not a lot. But if you can say to yourself, I am bold, I have boldness, I can draw upon powers or powers of somebody else. Somebody else could help me with this future event. I'm not alone. That also can help us, with that counterattack. The final thing I want to leave you with this, quick presentation, is generally an acceptance that stressful events are part of life. They just are. We're not going to go through life and eliminate stress. That's eliminate living, basically. Stress can come from sources, from financial, from relational, from physical, spiritual, political, social. I mean, there's so many different, sources of anxiety. We're not going to eliminate them. So the idea is, if we accept them, that'll also diminish their negative power. But more importantly, is that we implement a continuous counterattack to the stress, the anxiety, and that's where we want to do the battleground, is at that level, so that we don't get into the panic attack, area. So I think that this could be very helpful. I would rewatch the video and start thinking of where you can start making some changes, maybe in your mindset, as well as in your life, so that you can not have panic attacks. I hope this video was had some value for you, and as you know, I'm doing 72 in total, so that you will be well armed to deal with anxiety, that you'll be able to stare down anxiety and have a beautiful life. And that's what I want you to do until the next time. Have a great life. See you at the next video. Bye for now.